Alrighty then, everybody. What's going on out there in Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide land? My name is TheSchwantz27, and we are doing a 1.4 developer beta version new flags and options stuff showcase race. I am joined by Drinks Glue in the commentary booth. Glue, how are we doing tonight?
Hello, everyone. I am doing wonderful, and I hope everyone else is doing wonderful. I am super excited for some of the stuff that is being showcased tonight, especially the item pool that is changing. For the higher tier item rewards, we're taking out a lot of the stuff you would get frustrated to see, and we're putting only the goods back in.
Yes, so we got the good stuff and the good stuff only. So let's go and run down some of these options. I just posted basically the link to tonight's seed in the chat here. So basically we have our normal Kefka unlock at 6 characters, 9 espers, but we are adding a new 21 check skip as a possible condition in addition to the 6 characters or 9 espers or 21 checks now. And we've got a bunch of different new objectives that our runners will be trying to go after. In order to get, usually it used to be just a high tier item was a objective reward, but now we are allowing you to separate those items by category. So you could get a category for high tier weapon, which we'll get at 8 espers, a high tier armor at 6 espers, high tier shield at 4, high tier helmet at 2, and high tier relic at 4 characters. So that should be really good to see all of those individual high tier rewards given out to our runners. We are going to start with Mog with throw and Cyan with capture because we also have 2 other new objectives, a set of throwables to hand out to complete the lone wolf chase, and a set of restorative items, which are basically healing items. We get 1 Mega Elixir, 10 Phoenix Downs, 10 sleeping bags, a whole bunch of other good stuff. Everything you'd normally shop for, you could just get as one objective here. So I think that that'll be very, very interesting to see if our runners decide to go and do that. What else is on the table here? I'm sorry, go ahead, Glue.
I do have a question for you, Schwantz.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
in this particular seed, we're limiting the higher tier item pool to the stronger available items, such as Valiant Knife, Illumina. We're taking out, Genji Helm and Genji Shield and some of the less desirable high tier items. But for the for the 2 Esper check, we're getting a high tier shield. I mean a high tier helmet, but there's no high tier helmet in the available pool. So what would that helmet be?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. That's
Okay.
why we're doing beta testing.
That's why we're testing.
So that'll be interesting to see what happens when it comes up. So why are we starting with Cyan and Mog and one other random character? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we have added Lone Wolf and Cyan's Mount Zozo to the no free characters or espers flag, and there you see the list of the high tier items that can be available from checks. So there is a new setting where you could limit and customize whatever high tier items you want to have as your dead check rewards. So here you see the list basically on Falcon Hit's screen in the lower right-hand corner of the screen on Falcon Hit. So Valiant Knife, Illumina, Ragnarok, Apple Weapon, Aura Lance, Fixed Ice, Elemental Shields, Force Stuff, Cat Hoods, so there is one helmet there, there's your Cat Hood, a couple of armors, and a couple of relics there. So we just basically took out a lot of the Genji stuff, and thank God Marvel Shoes is gone. Yay. I can die a peaceful man now. Magus Rod is also out. So you could customize this to make whatever items you want on there. So there are different presets. This is the standard preset is the old hat that we used to have. There's a premium list and a super premium list. The super premium list, I think, cuts down on some of the force stuff and some of the other armors and leaves basically only the stuff that you are going to use as soon as you get it, sort of deal. What else is going on here on this flag set? Geez, there's a gigantic list. I have to scroll up and go read it now. So
the reason we're giving our characters Mog and Cyan is we're trying to showcase the changes to the Lone Wolf check.
Yep.
And the new consumable check are the reward of a package of great consumables for healing items. So if we give our characters Mog statistically, they're probably going to make their way up there at some point in time, and we'll just like to show off that you're not going to get a character item up there with no free progression on it anymore.
Yeah, that is really good. You know, the reason why the Lone Wolf check was on there in the first place is because that was Mog's only check for a while, but now that that's not the case, we don't have to worry about that, right? So, the other interesting thing is equipable items and relics are random tiered. That means all of this good stuff that we have now pared down into our dead checks has less of a chance of being equipped than some of the other tiered items. So it goes by the shop tiers. Everything is on the wiki, but most of the stuff in here is either A tier or S tier. The S tier items are equipable by only 1 to 4 characters throughout the entire seed. The A tier ones are a little bit less than that. Where is it here? It's on one of these stupid links. There we go. A tier items are 4 to 7 characters, B tier 7 to 10, etc. on down the line. So we'll get better stuff, but we may not be able to use it. We do have Ultima set to on, and the Curse Shield battles are between 6 and 15 for this flag set. Also, to introduce you to more tiers, the Esper learn rates are random tiered, meaning that they are going to be lower learn rates for higher powered spells. So Ultima and Quick and Merton, I believe, will always be at a ×1 rate. The tier 3 elemental spells and stuff like that will be either at a ×2, ×3, or ×4 learn rate. All of that fun stuff. So that is a very interesting thing. Better spells you'll learn a lot slower than other ones here. Let's see what else is on the table here. No Super Balls, Illuminas, or Experience Eggs in shops altogether. Go ahead, Glue.
I was just about to say that. So the really good stuff, with no Super Balls and no eggs, those won't be in shops. A common strategy for a lot of players is to come across some Super Balls and load up and kind of get an easy one on the first couple of bosses, but that won't be happening tonight.
Yeah, so no Super Balls, no Experience Eggs, no Illuminas in shops. We were doing that simply because you can get them out of the dead checks that we're giving away, right? So that's something that we should hopefully see, and we'll see who our random third character is here. We know we have Cyan with Capture, Mog with Throw and Natural Magic, and we got a Tools Realm as well.
Very interesting.
So we'll see where our runners decide to go with this. I think that is most of the options here. If you would like to roll your own version of this preset, it is 1.4 space showcase, and you have to put the ampersand dev argument on the end of it to get to the development website. And here you see Yakko Wacko showing off some of the NPC tips that we did put on, telling you, hey, that there are healing pots in places and go heal.
Yeah. And we got a little bit of divergence early. We got Green Monkey and Falcon hitting up Narsh. Nobody War went to Returners, and Yakko was just going straight at it. He's taking his auto crossbow and heading to the front lines of the battlefield, it looks like.
Yeah, taking off that Moogle charm and going right to the, or not taking it off rather, but going right to the monster in a box, getting the PM Stalker, one of the ones that is really nice because it actually does give you XP and MP. And there we go. Lots of new NPC tips going around, so Yakko's just giving us the tour of all the people. You could accidentally learn something new, and Sword Tech Guy might actually give you some useful information. And that returner that you always want to get the hell out of the way, he might be able to give you some hints. And there you go, Ragnarok in a shop for Falcon Hit, and only Mog can equip it. So there you see already the random tiered equipables, and he does pick up a Thunder Rod. So rods are still available. They are 3 times the normal price that they are in the vanilla game, but they are available in shops. And it looks like 2 of our runners are going to head up and do Lone Wolf, and by doing this, they are going to go ahead and get themselves the set of throwables. So they're not going to have to shop for it. What do we get with our throwables? We get 20 shurikens, 10 ninja stars, 5 tack stars, 10 each of the elemental skeins, and 5 each of the invis and shadow edges. So we'll get those automatically added to our inventory when we complete whatever objective it's tied to. And in this case, it's the Lone Wolf Chase.
Yeah, I really like this play, especially Falcon Hit when she saw that Thunder Rod. Green Monkey had the same idea. I got a Thunder Rod, I got a Realm. I'm going to go up here and get some throwables. I can do this, do my Kefka fight, warp out, and save some time so I have to travel back.
Yeah, so the question in the chat is, are the hints about the check rewards progression or just about how to play? It's only about what is involved in playing Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. There's a list of NPC tips in a Google Doc somewhere that we could certainly link you. And there's a choice between a snow muffler, and the opposite option is the Ragnarok, for which we saw it in the store, but hey, we can get it for free. Showcasing our Lone Wolf is going to be a high-tier item, or at least in this case, a choice of 2 high-tier items. It's going to be something you know and something you don't know. So in this case, you might want to take the something you do know. 19,000 for Zen Thief over at Nobody Wars screen. We'll see if he decides to sell some stuff to go pick up his first Esper. And Green Monkey's not doing Kefka at Narsh, but Falcon Hit looks like he's setting up the party for it here.
I love these early 2-minute fights. They're very risky because you're not going to have it be fully equipped, and you're not going to do a lot of damage at level 3. But boy, if it pays off, it cuts off lots of time off of your run.
Yeah, so you can grind on these wolves that come up to try and catch. Oh, not the wolves, the soldiers that try
Imperials.
and catch you. Yeah, I mean they're basically the same thing, right?
Yeah,
I was thinking about the Moogle defense sprite. So, anyway, thank you so much, Dr. DT, for both your contributions to Worlds Collide and for your subscription with Prime. Same thing goes with A. Silverthorn, one of our lead head developers. This is very much still in progress here, as part of. Oh, that's interesting. That's something I forgot to mention. Is there is an alternate healing text color, and you saw it be blue there for Falcon Hit. So that is another new. We added that flag in 1.3, I believe, but I just wanted to showcase it off here in this particular seed. And it looks like there is some Genji armor drops. So the drops and steals are shuffle plus random. So these encounters may drop some good stuff, and it seems like they already have. Again, that's another one of those new flags that you see here. So anyway, back to thanking the people that have put in the work for this. Yes, A. Silverthorn and Dr. DT contributing to some of this stuff, which is really nice to see. Thank you so much for all your hard work, and I know I appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, we all appreciate it very much. It's a great community run by great guys, and it takes a lot of work to get everything together, and we can't thank y'all enough for all the work y'all do behind the scenes.
CC Runner as well, gifting a sub. Thank you so much for contributing. The sub money that we get here on Twitch goes towards the next marathon. I believe One Free Fits is going to be doing something for Game Over Cancer. That is October 18th. So in case you would like to do that, or in case you're wondering where our sub money goes, then that is where it goes. Question in the chat, is it possible to uncap the stats from 255? So 255 is the highest that your statistics can roll. 999 is still the highest amount your damage can roll. But you could alter the stats on characters either upwards or downwards in Worlds Collide based on how you feel.
Yeah, looks like Falcon Hit is about to take on his Kefka Narsh boss. We haven't seen anything too exciting on any of our other screens that have diverged outside of Narsh. Nobody War just found an Aegis Shield, but other than that, nothing too exciting. No eggs so far.
Yeah, and it looks like Kefka Narsh was vanilla today. Normally the bosses are shuffled so that you don't get the same boss at the same spot, but Falcon Hit and Yakko Wacko got it, and Yakko Wacko actually got poisoned. So here's something we can show off, which is actually great. In the lower right, you can see the poison pixelation is much, much more tolerable than it used to be. You can actually sort of see where you're going. It's not like, oh my god, my eyes are bleeding all over the place. So thank you, Yakko, for getting poisoned. That's really awesome of you.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking one for the team, my friend.
So a pair of Espers for our bottom runners here at Kefgat Narsh, and Falcon Hit again showing it off with less pixelation. So everybody rejoice. And it looks like we're gonna do Moogle Defense here for Yakko Wacko on the bottom. Meanwhile, Green Monkey and Nobody War are tromping on through the basement of South Figaro to do some looting. Nobody War is coming from the right end, and Green Monkey's coming from the left end. And you see the random tiered learn rates on those spells. Merton will always be at a ×1 rate, because it is considered an S tier spell, along with Ultima and Quick. And I didn't see what the other two spells were, but they were significantly less of a learn rate. So...
Yeah, Yakko's going down into Moogle Defense, which is Mog's other check. We know it's not a character because he already has Mog in his party. If there was a character there, he would see the character sprite. So this is either going to be most likely going to be an Esper, but there is a small chance that could still be a dead check.
Looks like
a high tier item.
I'm sorry.
No, I forgive you.
So Nobody War picked up an Atma weapon somewhere along the way, and Realm can equip it. Meanwhile, Falcon Hit gets Setzer out of the Doma Siege, but runs into the Tentacles. Not a fight you want to see early on in your game here.
I think he'll be fine, though, because his Realm and his Mog are already level 14. So if you're level 3, level 7, Tentacles are going to suck you up and take you down in 2 turns. He has a little meat on his bones now, so I think he'll roll over these.
Yakko Wacko, meanwhile, getting the worst of the Ultros fights, because this one doesn't give you any XP or MP, but he's got a helper right there, Coopop. It's always nice to see. Thanks, Moogles, for helping out. Nobody War taking off the Moogle Charm, doing some grind fights here. And Monkey is at Tizen. Does he have enough money to buy this $19,000 shiny stone? Nope, does not.
Ooh.
Well, what did he just steal?
I think he stole a Mega Elixir.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
Level 3 Cyan coming through on the Tentacles fight. Gotta love it, folks. Yeah, so that's a newer flag, is you can change the drops and the steals from enemies to be completely random. And there you see, now that Falcon has his 4th character, he's got a high tier relic as well. Zone Seek is the Magicite from Green Monkey. And let's see what that relic is. It looks like it's a Genji glove, so that's always nice to see.
Nice to have in your back
dangerous
pocket.
fight over here for Nobody War as well.
Yes, indeed. And Yakko Wacko, looks like Yakko Wacko found Fenrir while he was down in the depths of Narsh, and we'll see what that has as soon as he gets back into his skills menu.
Yeah, so he got a high tier helmet because that is his 2nd Esper. Unfortunately, nobody could wear the high tier helmet. I think it's just the cat hood.
Bolt 3 at a ×3 raise, not bad at all.
No, especially, like I said, now that we're using random tiered for the learn rates of spells, that's probably the quickest you can learn that spell. It's either ×3 or ×4 is the fastest you could now have it. All right, Nobody War is into Mount Zozo, so you do get a reward of a set of restorables for killing off this Mount Zozo dragon and a flame shield in a chest. Very nice.
Amazing.
So, as part of the list of restoratives, let me go down through it individually here as we are getting ready to see it. 10 tonics, 10 potions, 5x potions, 10 tinctures, 10 ethers, 5x ethers, 3 elixirs, 1 mega elixir, 10 phoenix downs, 5 revivifies, 2 antidotes, 2 eye drops, 2 softs, 3 remedies, 10 sleeping bags, 3 tents, 2 green cherries, 2 echo screens, and a partridge in a pear tree. Okay, maybe not the last one.
Maybe not. And how many dried meat did you say?
No dried meat.
Unbelievable.
No meat.
Unbelievable. The
Meat
best
is-
item in the game.
Meat is. I guess you could consider meat a restorative, right? Maybe we could we could request an update there on the
Way cheaper than potions.
Yeah, for sure. So Nobody War getting to the end of Mount Zozo. This is a high tier item as part of the no free progression update. And Mog gets hit in the face with the throwable.
Oh,
How do you
no.
like that, Mog? You keep throwing stuff at other people, but what happens when somebody throws something at you? Jerk.
And while you're running down the list of consumables that didn't include in dried meat, nobody wore did find another thunder shield, so I think he has 3 elemental shields now, so he can
Oh god.
if he can get Burton on a character pretty quick, he could start abusing it.
Alright, Falcon Hit picking up another Esper there, Starlet. So he's going to get his objective. Zone Seek has life 2 or 3 on it. It was real fast. I didn't see what Green Monkey showed it. That was the Zen Thief Esper. Alright, looks like Nobody War is gearing up his party for this fight here.
I love it. Let's take this turkey on. And let's see. This Falcon Hit is gonna if Falcon Hit loots the same chest Nobody War happened to do, which were some of the more easier on path 1s, he'll get his 2 elemental shields in here as well. And I think he will. He hasn't, he did the Keket and Arch fight. He's taken some fights. I still think he's in I need to get some chest under the belt phase. Yep, I think he'll get his 2 elemental shields in here as well.
Yeah, and he'll have 10 fire skeins to take out this ice dragon here. Unfortunately, Nobody War does not have anything, but it looks like he's going to take off the flame shield here. I think he's just going to throw it. Going to chuck it at the problem. And we'll see if this does it here for Nobody War. There it goes.
There we go. Luckily, Ice Dragon has a smaller HP pool of the 8 dragons.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to burn a shield before you learn the spells, but you know what? To get through that fight, it is certainly worth it. Hey, and he gets one back anyway.
Amazing.
So there you go. He completes the Restoratives objective, and he's going to get that laundry list of stuff that I just read out before. Meanwhile, Green Monkey is in Owzer's mansion and is fighting a giant airplane. How'd they get an airplane in a building?
You take it apart piece by piece, and then you just rebuild it.
Oh. So should we call it Owzer's hangar instead of Owzer's mansion now?
Maybe he tried to put it like in one of those messaging bottles that... My dad used to do that. He was in the Navy, and he would build those ships in a bottle.
Oh, very
Maybe
nice.
Owzer got really expensive taste, and he was trying to fit that into a bottle or something. I don't know.
Owzer's been boozing.
Yeah, so Falcon Hit does have access to those fire skeins, but Mog is currently frozen, so you can't throw fire skeins if you're frozen, and none of his rages are accessible either without being unfrozen, so that sucks.
Yeah, so the one interesting thing about the pixelation effect with poison is it also affects this sequence here in Cyan's dream, so it's also been toned down a little bit. It's hard to tell. It's much more noticeable with it being poisoned. So, ooh, one of the very few dead checks now is at Owzer's mansion for a force shield, and oh boy, you know what time it is, chat. Anybody?
We know what time it is.
Anybody getting a little hungry?
It's a number 4 at Chick-fil-A time.
There it is.
I don't think Nobody War doesn't have his throwable set. He does have some water skeins, but I don't think he's going to be able to pull this one off.
Ooh.
As you see with his crossbow doing
51 damage is not exactly going to cut the bacon here. I mean, yeah, this is going to be tough. Without access to stop.
Yeah, the good news, though, is now that he knows he's here, as soon as he gets into a better spot where he can take him down more comfortably, he'll come right back. But, is that going to do it? Oh, what a clutch block.
Nice.
Now, if he could just get 12 more of those.
So, question in the chat, is it the same graphical effect at a different speed? I'm not exactly sure how they did it. They used the poison... or the less poison mod from Beyond Chaos, and I think they just tweaked a bunch of the numbers, so it might very well be the same effect just at a smaller speed, or maybe the pixelation effect is a lot less. They drew a lot less of those weird pixels on the screen at the same time. Boot pointing out that Nobody War did actually have a poison rod, so that is something you could use against the spicy chicken, weak to poison, actually. And it looks like Nobody War instead is going to head to one of 2 dead checks in the game. So there used to only be 4 dead checks with no free progression on. Since we added Mount Zozo and Lone Wolf to that list, there's now only 2.
I think I just noticed something on Falcon Hit screen. It looks like his Setzer couldn't wear the Thunder Shield. So is that because it's an A tier item and only 4 to 7 characters can wear it?
That is correct.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so it becomes interesting. So this is a debate I was having with some of the other moderators, is that now that we cut out a lot of the garbage from the high tier items, you're going to get a lot more elemental shields more often, which means more Merton, right? In standard flag sets, obviously, where we don't have the random tiered equipable nonsense that we do here. So that's definitely going to be interesting. So Merton will show up a lot more often with, you know, having these new customizable flag sets. There's also an option to reward no items from a check if if it's a dead check. You get nothing. Job well done. Pat on the back.
You get nothing and you like it.
Yep. So yeah, one of the new options is random equipable in tiers. So the better the item, the less characters overall can equip it. And as you know, Drinks Glue mentioned, that Thunder Shield is only equipable by anywhere from 4 to 7 characters per seed.
Rex Soul is at Daryl's tomb for Falcon Hit. And,
this is well. I mean, you could throw stuff at him or hit him with a giant sword, but for the rest of his party, this is pretty horrible.
Ragnarok and the come in handy. I think the Ragnarok will do more damage, and that way it gives him the option of saving his Ninja Stars and Attack Stars as more valuable throwables.
Green Monkey also taking down the dragon for his Flame Shield, and Nobody War is going up against the Air Force now. Excuse me.
And the good news for Nobody War is that, well, the bad news is that this is a dead check, but the good news is that's going to give him some extra beefy levels and not push up his progression. So I think if he does this and goes back to the Poltergeist, he'll be in a better position to take him down with a few more levels under his belt. But we'll see what he does.
Yakko Wacko, meanwhile, resetting out of Doma Siege, so his Setzer is not available. And hey, it's Shadow from Daryl's tomb, who also happens to have Steel. So Falcon Hit said, you know what? I can get that Steel functionality from Shadow, and Shadow has better stats than Cyan, so let's do that.
Not a hard decision to boot Cyan from your party, but
well, unfortunately, it seems that Mog is our only Ragnarok user for now.
And it looks like we got Green Monkey heading into Dome of Dream. He's going to come across his Poltergeist as well. I think that's got to be where Falcon Hit is going to head next. He's already in the World of Ruin. He's kind of close to the cave. Oh, Setzer can wear that Ragnarok.
Okay, there we go. So as far as how to get elemental protection if you can't equip the shields, I saw somebody say Rage Rings and Blizzard Orbs. So Rage Rings and Blizzard Orbs are actually in the B tier, so that means 7 to 10 characters per seed can equip it. So it's definitely a higher chance you can get your Merton protection with those particular relics, but still not a foolproof plan there. And it is a Soldier Sprite running around for Yakko Wacko, who has been away for a bit, but has decided to come back and grace ourselves with his presence. So good to see one of our longer time runners coming back to join us for some new action. Always nice to see. And we also have a lot of new runners as well hanging out in the chat. So hi everybody and welcome. Good to see you all. Not happy to see the spicy chicken will be Green Monkey and potentially Falcon Hit here.
Actually, I think Falcon will be excited to see him because he'll be able to steal a red jacket, and that's another piece of Merton protection for him.
Well, remember, steals are
Oh, that is true.
are shuffled in 20% random. So
So
we may not get a red jacket, but
He
Realm
can just
is.
steal a Minerva.
Was that a shield that Green Monkey broke for 5,000 damage? That must have been. Realm can't be pumping out that much damage yet, can he? Can she? Rather?
No.
No. Okay. Meanwhile, pair of Stooges fights, one of them not going well for Yakko. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it had to have been a shield because there's no way with Poltergeist's high magic defense that he's able to do anything like that without cracking something that ignores it. Yeah, Tersman, thank you, my dog. Tersman pointed out that it was a Thunder Shield.
Atma weapon steal off of Curly up there.
Very nice. I think that's Nobody War's second Atma weapon.
Yeah, so I know Realm can equip it. I don't know who else can. Because
has his.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
He has his Genji glove from his Owzer's Mansion dead check, so a double Atma Realm could be an interesting play.
All right. Oh, and it's Sabin hopping between cars. Hey, this is the wrong train, Sabin. You gotta suplex this one, man. And wow, Setzer just got destroyed, and oh no, here comes a Quasar.
Oh no, indeed. Let's see if he survives. Ooh, just barely.
So remember, Falcon Hit did pick up a Mega Elixir from that list of restoratives, right? So he can choose to use it here. Green Monkey getting past that with the Bismarck Esper. Nobody War getting past his Stooges fight, so he's going to claim that second Atma weapon for his own, which will be really nice. And Crusader is the reward, so getting him on the board with the shiny stones there. And that is Spicy Chicken. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That is one spicy chicken down the hatch. We got 2 more to go for our runners.
Yeah, so Poltergeist may have shooed one of our runners away, but 2 of them have taken down that hot plate. Crusader's got not much on it. Got Bio. We want to go up against Spicy Chicken again.
That Bio will come in handy if you come across a Yamaru and you don't have any more Flame Shields or Fire 2 laying around, but
or Dadaluma.
Yeah.
Don't you know you have to poison the parachute pants?
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know you had to.
You can. Alright, Setzer being thrown into the party immediately for Nobody War. His Cyan is looking a little worse for the wear, but he might be able to get past this Tentacles fight here.
I think he will.
Yeah, Funbaba, Kefka, Narsh, all of those are susceptible to getting poisoned. Flame Shield's going on Realm there, so at least we know Realm can wear the Flame Shield. Yeah, Final Kefka is immune from poison. I don't think he absorbs it, I just think he nullifies it. Not a lot there in the Rage list. Behemoth for Meteor is probably the best way to go with this fight against the Tentacles.
I think there's a Siegfried in there too, which can also do Flare, which is not quite S tier, but maybe, it's useful for some single target fights.
Oh, for sure. Meanwhile, Green Monkey finding Dullahan here at the 2nd spot. So this is the boss we have to beat in order to get Sabin. And he does it pretty handily there. Very nice.
Well done. And Falcon Hit will have no problem whatsoever with Dullahan in just a minute when he stumbles across him.
So there, I'm sorry. Very briefly saw Siren with a little star next to it for Falcon Hit. That's another one of the interesting options that we added back in 1.3 actually. It's called a Esper Mastery icon, so if your character knows all the spells that the Esper teaches, there'll be a star next to it. So it's a lot easier for newer players to figure out, what Espers to put on who. And is that lore on Sabin?
I believe so.
Oh, and Combos protection on the throne.
Beautiful.
I think you said Yakko got Fenrir before? Or...
He did.
Okay.
Fenrir was down in the Moogle defense, and he's the only one that's done it so far. Falcon Hit and Green Monkey still have the opportunity to go back there. Green Monkey still has the opportunity to go back to do his Kefket Narsh and his Moogle defense, but I don't think he'll trek them up the mountain again unless he has to, and he doesn't have to because he saw it wasn't a character.
Sabin can wear that cat hood, though.
That's amazing. Cat hood is the most underrated item in the game. I told the runners in the race chat that I would vent about that, and I am going to. So what the cat hood does is it will double the amount of GP you collect after battle. It also nullifies quite a few elements by half damage, and along with some pretty nice stat boots. So best helmet in the game, in my opinion.
Green Monkey found a Valiant knife somewhere, and Cyan can use it. So his Cyan will not be on the bench.
He must have stole it.
Or it got dropped to him, yeah. Meanwhile, nobody wore in the Coliseum, so we have buffed up the Coliseum to 100 to 120 items being visible. So we'll see what Nobody Wore gets out of the Coliseum. Yakko Wacko picking up his laundry list of good stuff there, Mega Elixir included. Yeah, so in this flag set, the equipables are random tiered, meaning that the better the item, the less amount of people can equip them. So the cat hood being in A tier, S tier, one of the two?
A tier, but it belongs in S tier.
Is it an A tier? No, it's an S tier.
Good, that's where it belongs.
It is 1 to 4 people per seed can wear that.
Very nice. Ooh, Katana Soul is in the Collapsing House for Green Monkey, and that's going to go very, very, very well with his offering.
Well, the problem is that with the drops being randomized...
yeah, that is a problem, isn't it? So
yeah,
maybe that's why
ahead.
Falcon hasn't been doing monsters in a box.
What tier is Genji Helmet in? Gutter tier. No, A tier. But it is not in the list of high tier items for, I think this is Stronger, this set. This preset is called Stronger. There's Standard, Stronger, and Premium, I think. And I think we're in Stronger, which is the in-between. Alright, Yakko going back for his Setzer here. Against this Tentacles fight. Green Monkey is going to get a high tier item here out of the Collapsing House because no free characters in progression is on. And Falconet sees a shiny stone on the ground here at the Velt Cave. Yeah, so that's one of the main reasons why you go kill Katana Soul is for money, and since one of his characters is wearing Cat Hood, he gets a nice 78,000 GP for it. Love to see it happen.
Ooh, Illumina for Green Monkey. Just what he needed, more high tier items that happen to be amazing weapons.
Well, let's see if anybody can equip him.
Yeah.
That's the age-old question here.
Yeah, he only has 4 characters, and he has a 1 in 4 chance.
4 shield
on
there
each
at
one.
the Colingen Inn. Again, free checks will only be high tier items. So once we get to 4 Espers here, we will be able to get a high tier shield. So it'll be either an elemental shield or a force shield.
Has Green Monkey gone to Alder's Mansion yet? I don't think he has.
I don't think he has, no.
He may not be a Alder Mansion type of guy, but if he does,
It's a dead check.
yeah. But he's pushing that Ragnarok on Mog strategy pretty hard. If he goes back there, he knows where another Ragnarok is, and that's maybe what he could turn his Katana Soul money into.
That is very true. We got a Genji glove from the high tier relic reward, I believe, which was at 4 characters. And here comes Green Monkey's 5th character, Setzer. Ooh, throwing water at the pasta, never a good thing.
No.
Just like
No, it is
pasta,
not.
those grabby hands will absorb water. At least most of them do. It's actually cheaper in the world of Ruin. 18,000 there. So what is that high tier? Oh, it's a high tier armor that he must have gotten. Did I flag this wrong? No. Maybe it was a high tier shield. I don't know what the message said. Did Nobody War accidentally warp out of Daryl's tomb?
Did he? I think he did.
Oopsie. So yeah, that might have been a Minerva that nobody can wear. So high tier... So at 4 Espers is supposed to be a high tier shield, so I'll have to look into that a little bit more. I'll have to go back and watch the VOD. Because if that is a mistake, then that might be a development thing that we need to go look at. Because at 4 Espers is supposed to be a high tier shield and not a high tier armor. 6 Espers is supposed to be a high tier armor. Oh, here we go.
Very nice. If there's one monster you want to see in a monster in a box, it is this guy.
Yakko Wacko getting his 4th character, so he's got that Genji glove.
Alright, so we just crossed the 34 minute mark, Schwantz. We know progression is fed through Setzer, and then after Setzer, it's fed through Shadow. Where are you feeling the standings are with our runners? You know, we see Falcon hit with the most pieces of progression right now. Who do you think is most likely to catch up to him?
I think Green Monkey's levels are pretty similar to Falcon hits, but I also think that some of our other 2 runners have checks that they could either easily do or they have advantage to catch up on them pretty easily, right? Getting over that spicy chicken hurdle is what separates right now basically our left-hand side from our right-hand side. So as soon as one of our other runners learns something to make that spicy chicken fight faster than those other 2, then they'll start to catch up.
Yeah, and the great thing about Savin is Savin opens up a lot of checks that are kind of fast. The bad thing about Savin is Savin has 5 checks, and sometimes you got to put the bad stuff somewhere, and sometimes you're not going to get guaranteed progression at any of Savin's seeds, so he can be a little bit of a time sink as you work through his stuff. So that could give Green Monkey a chance here to catch up, and then when he finds his Savin, if he can just pick a better path than Falcon hit, he'll be right back in it.
Yeah, Nobody War taking down Rexol very fast there. Much
Very
faster
nice.
than we saw from Green Monkey. So we could see already that, our other runners are starting to catch up here. I'm sorry, then Falcon hit. My bad. Because he's the only other one that has Shadow. So if Nobody War decides, hey, I just got Shadow, let's go to the floating continent, maybe that's the play for him to try and get himself back in the seed here. Because I don't see Falcon Hit going to do that with 6 characters.
Because the floating continent could take you, will take you between 10 and 11 minutes. And there's 2 guaranteed spots of progression and another spot where you could possibly get an Esper. But you have 4 boss fights and 5 random encounters you have to work your way through. So knowing that you could potentially go up there and get rewarded progression that isn't going to matter to you in the end, it's a pretty poor progression to investment ratio.
Another elemental shield at Gal Manor, and we see a ghost sprite for Green Monkey here at the Imperial Camp, so he is going to get most likely an Esper, but there still is that one outstanding dead check we've got. Glue, where do you think it's going to be? You think our runners are going to run into the other one, or you think we'll be guessing here?
I think we'll come across it. If I had to guess, I'm gonna guess it's at the in-between spot at Floating Continent, in between the 2
nasty.
guaranteed piece of progression, which is can be backbreaking sometimes.
That's mean.
But that's risk reward of Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide.
There you go. All right, and that's Crusader for Falcon Hit. Yakko getting the news that he will be getting another character here. All right, so Falcon Hit must have learned Ultima somehow. Was that maybe Mog's natural magic that taught him Ultima?
It had to have been the natural magic, because I haven't seen it on any of his espers and anybody else's. And we know he doesn't have the curse shield yet because he doesn't have block. And that kind of changes everything for him.
Yeah, so he does have a gold hairpin. So Ultima is used at 254 MP, so that'll be cut in half to, can I math? 127?
127?
Yeah, because
So it's 254.
256. Yeah. It's almost as if I'm a programmer and do those kind of calculations all the time. Yeah, so it is Ultima at 127 MP, so he could probably do it, maybe 3 times. No, not even. He can only do it twice before having to get more MP here.
And Falcon Hit found an ice shield at Gab Mountain that only Shadow can wear, and Shadow is not in his party, so that will be cracked at some point in the near future.
Yep. Yakko getting his Shadow out of Daryl's tomb, and Nobody War here going to get the throwables objective from Lone Wolf and a high tier item. And we'll see, he probably does Kefka at Narsh here. He's probably waiting to do Kefka at Narsh until he had his 5th party member. That certainly makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Choosing the unknown high tier item over the snow muffler. Let's see if he's happy about this selection. I think it was the Ragnarok, right?
Yeah, it's a Ragnarok. He'll be happy about it. It's really hard to be disappointed when you get a Ragnarok, because even if you have something better to do, it's a great stat boost.
Or you just throw it.
Looks like Falcon Hit's because Shadow can wear that ice shield. Looks like he's gonna put Shadow in the party and just let Shadow be that 4th character that stands around at some point in time, cast Golem on tier 3.
That makes sense. Listen, if he wasn't doing anything with his other 4th character, you might as well get it going. And I think it's because he has an Esper that has Merton on it.
Yeah, and then he only has the 3 shields, but if he finds one more that somebody can happen to wear, Merton has a much faster animation time. Well, not much faster, but a faster animation time than Ultima, and just as good as long as they don't absorb fire or wind. And Green Monkey has found Yumaro at the bottom of the waterfall, and Yumaro is everybody's favorite character, hands down.
Yeah, so Umaro, imagine if Umaro is the only one that could use that Illumina. You hate to see it happen, folks. Meanwhile, Nobody War is going to be picking up his Esper here from Kefka at Narsh. Taking a tonic, unfortunately. Not something you want to see when all of your characters have 4-digit HP totals. And Green Monkey's going for a train ride here, or possible train ride. See what's in the caboose.
Ooh, it's Grandpa. A little past his bedtime, but
yeah. Unfortunately, he's
good for him. Well, he does have 6 characters, I guess.
Yeah, Strago's gotten on a train and he doesn't really know where it's going, but he's staying on.
If you get an Amber Alert for a gentleman in a red jacket, please alert authority, your local authority.
Strago has become the new, paid spokesperson for the New York City See Something, Say Something campaign. Anyway, Nobody War doing Moogle defense, so he'll get his Fenrir here at the end of this. So nice little top of Narsh loop for him. Avoiding the floating continent for now, but since he's not going to get a character out of this, maybe he'll decide to go floating continent after this one. Meanwhile, it is a very glitchy W wind. Yick.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's
There's,
just a random glitch and not an effect of
Yeah.
the poison pixelation stuff.
See if Dr. TD's still in here, and he can see that.
Esper number
Great.
3 for Yakko Wacko, Tritalk. Oh, that's got a lot of nice spells on it.
Very nice. So we know where Yamaro is, and Falcon Hit is going where you would go if you had Yamaro without Yamaro. So this is how Green Monkey and our other runners can catch up. Is if when Green Monkey comes up here, he'll be able to take that extra step off the cliff and do another quicker check. So this is how he gets back into it, or catches Falcon Hit. Excuse me. He's very much in it.
Yeah, I've seen W-Wind do that weird, glitchy stuff sometimes, but if it happens more often with the new setting, then maybe we'll have to take a look into it. Or maybe nobody cares, because W-Wind stinks as a spell. And instead of looking like a tornado, now it just looks like a fart cloud. So there you go. I see an improvement. I don't know about you guys. Oh, and there was a poison rod in the chest before Spicy Chicken and Doma Dream. That's a nice place for that poison rod.
And here is our first Ultima cast of the game.
Yeah, so now with Ultima and Merton online, Falcon Hit is just going to steamroll over bosses. Speaking of clouds, Nobody Ward just gets sneezed into one there. And he'll get his 4th Esper, so he's going to get a... It's supposed to be a high tier shield. Maybe I screwed up the preset or something. Yeah, it says high tier shield. Okay. Alright, I didn't screw it up. There you go.
Yeah, Yakko's trying to capture his from Poltergeist. We know what he's looking for. Obviously, he's looking for a red jacket, but
ooh, nice heads up.
If he's like me, he didn't read the flags, and he's gonna get something else.
Little Bio Blaster action. Take
Beautiful.
that, Spicy Chicken. Falcon getting his 6th Esper there, so he's going to be our first runner with the high tier weapon objective. No, what the hell? That's supposed to be high tier armor.
I think it was an Illumina form. Oh, it had to be. No, it's fixed dice.
Fixed dice.
Fixed
that
dice that nobody can win. That's okay. It's a free 25K.
The best kind of fixed dice, right? Am I right? Am I right?
Do we have somebody in the chat that agrees with him? I believe we do.
Unless Falcon hits on 8 Espers and I'm just counting wrong. That could be very true. He is on 8 Espers and I've been tracking wrong. There you go. Alright, and here's the play that Nobody War should be making. A floating continent.
Yeah, Falcon Hit's gonna get his Yamaro here after he lands on his feet after the waterfall.
He's not gonna be. Danger. He's not. Well, I mean, he could be somewhat happy about the Yeti. Oh, he doesn't know about Strago and the Phantom Train, though.
No, he doesn't know about the, but he can avoid that, and that's a dangerous fight for Nobody War. And
yeah,
he's gonna duck out of it.
Yeah, yeah. See you later.
Alright, so a not so random piranha fight on the waterfall. I didn't catch that earlier with Green Monkey.
Yeah, that was my bad, Silverthorn. I don't know how to track properly. Falcon Hit got 2 Espers that I didn't know about somewhere. That's my fault.
Alright, so down goes Rizzo Pass. Falcon Hit will be rewarded with the best character in the game, and we'll see where he goes next. Most likely he's probably going to go to Phantom Train and see it's a lost elderly citizen, and then he'll cozy on about and look for his last Esper elsewhere.
Alright, well, here's the first of 2 boss fights for Nobody War. Hey, another one of our poison daddies.
Yeah,
throw that
exploit
bio
it.
at him.
Go down one more. Boo. That was a boo at nobody war, not a call for another player.
A concerned Yeti over at Falcon Hit screen.
It's got to be a little concerning if you jump off a waterfall for no reason, float down a river, mash into a cliff, and wake up and there's a Sasquatch standing over you. I'm sure that
isn't that the plot to Harry and the Hendersons? Isn't that how we got there? I'm glad you got that reference, because that's an old one. Old people reference, folks. Alright, there it is. 6 Espers, high tier armor complete. I didn't screw the seat up. We didn't screw up development. Everything is okay. So yes, there was a Minerva at some point for a high tier something or other. There was an ice shield for a high tier shield, and there was fixed ice for a high tier weapon.
And somebody did Imperial Camp so this wasn't the other dead check, so this is going to be go mode for Falcon Hit when he finishes this up.
And it's a French vanilla Narapa. At the beginning of the floating continent instead of the end. Oh, Unicorn teaches Ultima at a ×1 rate. There you go. So the Esper from Tritalk teaches us Ultima. So maybe Mog did learn it naturally, but we also can get it from Tritalk. And since Green Monkey actually has Umaro, he can hop down into this Yeti hole. And we did pick up another Esper here.
Yeah, we won't see what's on Zbramu until after the fight, but that puts him at 7 Espers? Or is that his 6th?
That will be his 7th. And that is 6th character Gao for Nobody War at the floating continent. Control
Very
X
nice.
magic, so he's going right into the bench. I love Gao, but that's, you know, those type of Gao builds are why I hate Gao.
Yeah, the nice thing about Gao is he has 2 chances and an ability that will impress you, but the bad part about Gao is he has 2 chances and an ability that will disappoint you.
If you want the real Gao experience, you haven't lived until you get a control runic Gao. I mean, health and runic would arguably be worse, because then you can't even attack with Gao, but...
Well, Runic is very, very situational, but very effective when you really want it. It's just not worth having a party member sit there for the 1 out of every 10 seeds and the 1 out of every 40 battles you need to cast it.
Green Monkey taking down Atma there, getting himself Magicite number 7 that we mentioned. And that is go mode for Falcon Hit. So now
I think he's at
I'm sorry.
I think he's at a good enough point where he's going to go straight to the tower. He's not concerned about his levels or what he's working with. He should go straight in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. He's got 7 characters and he has lots of peekable checks. So does he start peeking things, looking for 2 more characters for Skip? Who knows? Also, I haven't been tracking checks, but Nobody War is 13. Falcon Hit actually has 20 checks. So he can get Skip by just doing 1 more check.
I think he's going to go do... If he realizes that the most fastest one will be the Upper House Dragon form. Or he just goes in and he kills Toilet Atma or one of the dragons. Yeah, he realizes it, and I think he's going to go kill Toilet Atma. Yeah, if you ever need 1 more boss, you can always do the Inferno spot, but it's a few seconds faster to get to the Inferno spot and go straight. I mean, the Toilet Atma spot goes just straight up the middle. Plus, you get a high tier item reward for it.
Yeah, so we will... I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's Doomgaze at the Atma spot. That's a tough boss for the other dead check in the game.
Yeah, that's real rough. Meanwhile, the first fight of Kefka's... Oh no, this is the Toilet Atma fight.
Yeah.
Right?
So he'll get a skip, he'll get the toilet, I mean, he'll get a skip, he'll get another item. Maybe it's something useful somebody can wear. A few levels, and he'll warp right out to the switch spot, and he'll be cooking.
Sorry about that. Just switching the audio up a little bit. And Green Monkey's doing Mount Cults.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so that is Kefka Tower skip completed for Falcon Hit with 21 checks. Green Monkey says he has 10, but there's a lot more than that, I think. 14 for Nobody War there. Getting his Esper, I believe that was, right?
Bahamut? Yeah, that was Bahamut for him.
Not a dead check.
Can't believe I was wrong.
We can't all win. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe he does only have 10 checks. No, he's got way more than that. Because he did these two. I'm going to go with more than 10. How much more than 10? I don't know. Is question mark number of checks okay? Can we say that?
I think so. We could get Nobody War in here and ask him how many he thinks he's done.
No, it's not Nobody War. That's the problem. It's
oh, excuse.
Yeah. It's the other two. Goddess. Going down, though.
And Cranes is at the Guardian spot for Falcon Hit. Cranes is not too scary. He'll be just fine after a Burton cast or some single target attacks.
And that is final Kefka unlock for Green Monkey. I must have miscounted his Esper count as well. So I thought he was at 8. Turns out he's at 9 now. So he will be entering Kefka's tower sooner rather than later, I believe.
Yeah, he's level 35. He should be heading straight there. The only question is, does he have more checks done than we realized? And maybe he stops 1 or 2 spots and gets the skip, and he'll be right on Falcon Hit's heels. Let's see what Green Monkey does. He's going to the World of Ruin, and
yeah, I don't know. It's either
he's
like
going.
15 or 16. I don't think it's that many.
Yeah, he's going straight there. Heading in the Kefka Towers at a first ever flags that you're playing at 55 minutes is still pretty good, even though he's in second place right now. And so we got leader at the Poltergeist spot. This is going to give Falcon Hit no trouble whatsoever. Other than, you know, it takes down a Sasquatch for no reason whatsoever. So that'll be 1 character on the switches, and he'll have 2 more to go.
All right. Meanwhile, Nobody War is at the end of the floating continent using that Bahamut summon against number 128. So we'll see what he gets as his last reward here.
Let's see. Oh, it's going to be an Esper.
So that is high tier armor complete. So that's his 6th Esper there.
Yeah, that's Yakko got it at the same time, so they both just got their Minerva, but they're gonna be disappointed to find out that nobody can wear it.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be hearing a lot about random tiered equipables. But hey, this is why we test out these new flags, so that people can say, you know what? I don't like this, actually.
Mm.
Make it go away. In fact, it never happened. Oh, don't give Ultros the bubble.
Oh no, he had fire too. He could have just let him down easy. Or just showing off at this point.
Meanwhile, Falcon Hit skipped over Hammer Bance. Excuse me, Dataluma.
All right, so that's 2 parties on the Switch for Falcon Hit. 1 more boss to go. As long as this isn't anything too spicy that we haven't seen, we know where Poltergeist was. We know where Doomgaze was.
Goddess.
There is one. Yeah, Goddess was at Mount Colt, so Doom wouldn't give him any problems, but Magimaster always gives people problems. So
we did learn Berserk, at least. I've seen it floating around on a couple of different characters now. Yakko Wacko using that noise blaster to easily ask Katana Soul, why you hitting yourself? Why you hitting yourself? And getting a chunk of change out of that fight. Last boss for Falcon Hit here.
Ooh, it's Inferno.
Yeah, this is not a fun fight.
It's not a fun fight when you don't have your complete party with you, but he has that Bolt 3, and if Inferno is susceptible to Bolt 3. Oh no. Oh no. Ooh, living on the edge.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a wipe.
F's in the chat for Falcon
That
Hit.
That is unfortunate.
That is what Inferno can do to you.
Yeah. That's unfortunate for Falcon Hit, but great news for Green Monkey. That puts him right back in it. That's going to give him a couple minutes to catch up on as he is in Kekris Tower as well. He is probably halfway through from the walking standpoint. His 2 other 2 party members are on the switches, and he just needs to get the left one up there. Oh, nope, I stand corrected.
Alright, well, it seems that Sabin can use the Atma weapon. So we'll see if that that does better here. And I think Cyan can use... Was that an Illumina?
That was the Illumina. I don't think that Atma weapon's going to change too much. He just needs to that Shrapnel 2 turns in a row, and Falcon Hit will be fine.
Yeah. We got a ton of elemental shields, so you might as well break one, because you know what? You can't take them with you after Kefka. Alright, Yakko Wacko heading to the floating continent here. He's going to get Gao into Espers, so he'll be that much closer to go mode, but it is going to take him a little bit to get there.
I don't think Yakko Wacko has been, reading the message board because that's a dangerous fight. He
said, you know what, forget this whole thing.
Yeah. It's coming back to him, what you want to avoid. Alright, so Inferno is down for Falcon Hit.
Alright, looks like Yakko's going right back, though.
Yeah, the 101 switches for Falcon is really impressive.
Well, boys and girls, we have a little game that we like to play. It is, how long will this final Kefka fight last? So give us your minute and second guess. We'll close the operations after Tier 1 is over. But I'm going to go with 8 minutes and 19 seconds for Falcon Hit. What do you think here? As we'll start at 2:04.56. 2:06 is when we'll start.
I think we're going to be just short of 11 minutes.
Oh,
'Cause,
you're thinking a bit of a longer one.
Yeah, because he, doesn't have quick, so he won't have any trouble, but he won't take everything down super fast.
I
So
mean,
tier 1 and 2 will go. Tier 1 and tier 2 will go well, but tier 3 and tier 4 will take a little bit longer for him.
yeah, I mean, he is kind of just burning everything to death right now. That'll work until tier 3. Meanwhile, Green Monkey getting past his Inferno fight. Realm needs some MP. There we go. So we got lots of wide-ranging guesses in chat. I think 8 and change is a little fast, but yeah, with Merton online basically killing everything. The danger is leaving the making sure the fist is left alive last, and it is. Weak to water, throw a water edge at it, and tier 1 will be done soon, so our guesses will be over when that happens. But so far, so quick. And there it goes.
Yeah. So that was a pretty good tier 1, but again, with Merton, tier 1's really hard to mess up.
Yep.
And tier 2 is going to go just as fast.
I believe we have Siren, so we have access to mute.
Yeah, he has
I think
multiple.
we have instant death as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here on this second tier.
Yeah, he didn't have to cast Siren. He had mute learned as a spell.
Very nice.
So Nobody War is finally getting around to his Poltergeist rematch, but it's going just as poorly for him. That's the first time. That's unfortunate. Oh, but he does crack the poison rod. Thank you, Nobody War. We appreciate it.
There we go.
Amazing. Beautiful.
Alright, so one more boss I think is left for Green Monkey. It's either 1 or 2. And there goes the spicy chicken.
The rematch is over.
There we go.
Yeah, this is the Poltergeist spot, so I think he has 2 more. He'll have his 1v1 fights on the side, and other than the Inferno spot, the other one will give him no problem.
I think this is the goddess spot that he's at right now. Yeah, it's unfortunate to get just an awful relic instead of the red jacket to steal from the... Oh! Green Monkey just got an economizer drop from Ultros there.
Amazing. That
is great at the last minute to put on your Realm, who has learned a 254 MP Ultima.
Did Falcon hit get the economizer? I don't think he did.
I don't know if he did.
Maybe he did and he didn't realize it.
Here comes the 10 hits. And magic is still left around, and I think that's all we have left on tier 2 so far for Falcon hit. Meanwhile, Nobody War gets past his spicy chicken, so that is another Esper for him. And Yakko Wacko grabs his Gao from the start of the floating continent. Tier 2 done, and right now we are at about 3 minutes and 10 seconds for Falcon hit, completing tiers 1 and 2. The problem with casting Ultima over and over again is eventually you're going to run out of MP. Thankfully, we had the consumables objective where he's got, let's see now.
0 dried meat. Let's start with that one.
0 dried meat. Yep. So let's complain about that. 5
Please.
X-Ethers and 3 Elixirs. So he'll be fine.
Oh, he's fine. He'll be fine.
He'll be all right.
The rich get richer. Oh, if you missed it, Yamaru could wear the fixed ice, so that's more reason to put Yamaru in the party at all times.
Gambling Yeti, my favorite kind. Gonna use Throw plus Quasar and probably Ultima here to finish off Girl.
Yeah, this should be an Ultima spam here. As I say that, he's throwing Tack Stars and casting Bolt 3.
Yep. Out comes the Calmness Protection with Golem here. And it looks like Green Monkey is also going to choose to break the shield in this fight. Very smart. Oh,
Oh no, he would have lost it and had to reset if minute 7 goes down. The good news is he has Yamaru by his side who never fails.
Yeti is always there to help.
Yep. Even when you don't want him to.
Sure, Umaru, you're quote-unquote helping. Alright, we're going to Merton down sleep here. Oh, opening.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, Sabin getting hit with another spell, and Nobody War's in trouble. Green Monkey also has to take a reset. Yakko Wacko, meanwhile, found the Ultima button and is now using it on Doomgaze. Very smart. Cut that magic defense away from him.
So we're in the Mido phase for Falcon Hit, but that's fine. He does have access to Cure 3 and a Mega Elixir sitting in his back pocket. I'm not sure where he's at, but we're at under 10k HP with his sleep.
Is he just waiting for Realm to get... Yeah, waiting for Realm to cast a spell to break through. You need to get as close to the 10,000 damage cap as you possibly can with this, because you don't want a Meteor counter followed by a Meteor cast. A Calmness block coming out. And we're heading up to Final Kefka now. Six minutes and 50 seconds on this fight so far. So my
Very
guess
impressive.
of 8 and change. I don't
Still in play.
I forget. It was like 8:17, 8 something or other.
Did you write it down?
Of course not. Come on.
Of course not. So we'll say you did 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, hey, that's not fair.
How many times do you think Falcon Hit has taken down Final Kefka?
Just a few.
Once or twice?
Well, he was in the Ultras League Season 4. I think he was the champion of Ultras League Season 4. Is that correct?
I think it was Season 3 and 4 and the Blackjack.
Okay, well, I was just going with the most recent one. We don't need to puff up this guy's ego, okay?
Okay, all right, I'll tone it down.
So that's at least 8 races there that he finished. So at least 8 times he's beaten Final Kefka. We're lowballing it here. Nobody War, I believe, just hit go mode as well. Done with Cyan's Dream. Going to take on a dragon for some levels. And Yakko Wacko is finishing up Floating Continent, where he is going to pick up his 8th Esper at the end. Choosing not to use the Mega Elixir yet. Did he skip over Fallen One? I think he must have. Oh!
No, he just ate a Fallen One.
Okay.
But he's at that phase where he's just waiting mainly for Goner to charge up. But now he's at the awkward phase where you don't want him to charge up Goner because you have a character down.
Yep. Blue Durgan at the Opera.
But Falcon 8 knows what he's doing. He knows the damage count. He knows he's between 30 and 40, so that will put him between 40 and 50. So when he does enter the Goner phase, he's going to go down. Yep.
Alright, here comes Goner. Now there are no counterattacks, so let's throw all the shields we can at him. And we have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Nobody War getting another Genji Glove.
Yep, and this Thunder Shield will do it. This, or as I was saying, this aura will do it.
Alright, 1:11:34 is the final time. Get your GG WPs in chat for Falcon Hit. So, for those of you that are curious, that was a 9-minute and 28-second Final Kefka. 9:28. So we had, I think the closest was El Chico Rafa with 9:32. Very nicely done. GG's for Falcon Hit.
GG's indeed. And we'll ask him the age-old question of would he like to talk about his victory, and we'll see what he says.
Looks like Green Monkey is out of the tower.
And he just appeared late on the injury report, so he's going to have to sit the rest of this one out. And you hear that ding. If you play video games, you know what that ding means. And we are joined right now by Falcon Hit. Falcon Hit, congratulations. What a great time. What a great performance. How are you feeling right now, my friend?
Feels pretty good. I think that these item changes are a little bit too strong.
So strong in a good way or strong in a bad way?
Strong in a I don't really have to loot anymore way, right? Because you saw that I didn't like loot South Figaro, and I didn't. Well, basically just South Figaro, and I didn't. Did I really returners?
No, you didn't go to returners. You did Narsh, and then you went up to Kafka at Narsh, and then I think you went. What did you?
I think I went straight to Doma.
Yeah, you went to Doma. You did the tentacles, which were no problem, and then.
And then I just kind of like looted Mount Zozo, and that was it. These flags are just too strong because you know when you're looting, you want the high tier items, right? That's the other stuff is just like whatever. But with these flags, you just go to the checks, and then eventually you'll get like 2 or 3 jet checks. Maybe you'll fight a dragon because the dragon item is still part of this pool, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you don't really need to loot anymore because half of the items in the item pool are like offensive weapons. So you're just gonna get something, and then you just use it to get through the scene. And this is my opinion, right? Because I've been practicing the UL5 beta flags.
The what? There's no such thing.
No, I've never heard of that. What's?
Go ahead.
And that item pool is actually even smaller than this one, and I don't even need to loot. I just fight a dragon on on 6, and then that's it.
Yeah,
It's,
well, I mean, I
funny.
also gave you items, you know, every couple of turns, right? For
True.
for
I had to
objectives, too.
I had to keep rotating my characters because I couldn't find a character that could equip the elemental shield to get my 4th Merton protection up. And I was like, I finally got the ice shield, and I was like, finally, someone that can equip it. Because there was like a thunder shield that I eventually threw at Inferno, which was great, honestly.
Yeah,
But
Inferno
before that,
kind of bodied you.
Yeah.
and Green Monkey
As-
too. So
as
that spot's gonna
Inferno
be
does.
rough.
As Inferno does sometimes. It was just like shrapnel into another shrapnel, and I didn't get a single dodge, so I'm just like, oh, I guess I die.
Yep. You're the old man meme. Guess I'm dead. Yeah. So other than the high tier item pool being reduced, thus you're going to get more stuff. What did you think about some of the other options we had? Some of the other new objectives, like the throwables, the restorables, and some of the other things like that. Adding Lone Wolf and Mount Zozo to the list of dead checks on no free progression. And what else did we do? Oh, Ultima. What do you think about playing with Ultima?
I think Ultima 254 is okay.
Okay.
I say this quite cautiously because the character that I don't think Ultima should be naturally learned, I guess I should say, because it is a little bit too strong in that case.
Mm-hmm.
I also say this question very tentatively because
I'm not actually sure if it is able to be learned. I guess it has to be.
It has to be
it's
because
one of the
Mog,
random items. Well,
yeah,
'cause
Mog learned it.
The spells are.
Yeah,
I
your
think-
Mog learned it naturally.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
also one Esper that had it on as well, but yes, I think Mog may have naturally learned it. But
Yeah, I got that Esper with the Ultima quite late, so I didn't have enough time to learn it. I would have learned it, but I also say this tentatively because Mog could not equip earrings, and if Mog could equip earrings, I would just be blasting.
yeah,
Mog did a Merton for about 4,000 damage on Kefka, But if he had earrings, he would do what, 6,000? If I just double earring
Yeah,
it?
something like that. Yeah. Yeah,
And then,
so the that certainly made things interesting, having the equipable random tier sort of setting there too.
it was nice. I actually like the learn rate. Randomized tiers, okay. But
Do you feel it's more fair, learning it takes you longer to learn the better spells sort of thing?
I do feel it's more fair. It's a decision to learn Merton because I realized that I can only learn like Merton on one other character. It actually influenced my choice because I went to Tritalk because I wanted to do the dragon because I needed the magic points to learn spells.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I needed the spell because Shadow came in late because I had to rotate him to equip the ice shield. And at that level, you can basically only use magic because you can't use a physical, right? Because it's you're too low level. So magic doesn't really care that much about your level. It cares a little bit, but like not that much. So I needed him to learn Merton, and basically all he did was learn Merton. Right? I think his spells were Bolt 2, Merton. And that's about it. It was good times.
So yeah, there was also I know that Green Monkey found an economizer from one of the Ultrases in Kefka's Tower, but no one could equip it. That would have been nice to have versus your gold hairpin that I noticed you were using for one of your other characters, right?
Oh yeah, that would have been great. But you can't always. This like randomized drops a little bit dangerous. Not dangerous, but like it can be very good, but it increases the randomness a lot, right?
Right.
Because in the Kefka Narch, I actually got dropped the Genji armor.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, this Genji armor is great because it means I basically can't die.
Yep.
It also increases my magic, which is also good. Because Maul couldn't equip earrings. And I was like, oh, I probably should have like checked relic availability before buying these earrings. Because I didn't really do that.
Yep. Yeah, so maybe perhaps it was the combination of the smaller high-tier item pool plus the random drops plus all the other crazy objectives we had. But yeah, when I was doing a couple of practice seeds with these new flags, I was like, wow, Merton is going to be so much more available as a strat because of all the elemental shields that you get, right? You get them much more often. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out too. So
for sure.
So yeah, any other thoughts about any of the new options we sort of showed off here today?
I like the throwable set. If you could include a throwable set in like future flag sets, that'd be great. Because I was a little bit it's always a little bit leery to like. Wait. What am I trying to say? If you have Bog with throw, and you don't find throwables, you can't really do what I did.
Yeah.
Because you would just die, right?
Well,
you just have no damage.
Right. Well, you knew that Lone Wolf would give you the throwables, so why not just go there immediately? Because you don't have to go shopping for it, right?
Exactly. Because normally this is a play that I am like starting with Bug and then immediately doing Lone Wolf. Normally, if it's not a character, I wouldn't even bother.
Yep.
But I had I was confident that I could just like power through with the skins. So that's why I started there.
Well, listen. At least we didn't put the high tier item set list to none, and Yakko just got 2 offerings from Grind and Serpent Trench. There we go.
Whoa. Yeah, that's totally normal.
So yeah, Glue, do you have questions or praise for Falcon Hit?
Yes and yes. What do you think about Cat Hood being in not being in the selection of premium items? I think it's baloney. And
it is baloney because I love a good Cat Hood, but I don't like the equipability. If you could have more people that could equip it, it'd be great. But not in the base game. Only Realm can equip the Cat Hood. So it's just like a dice roll whether someone can equip it or not. It is one of the best helmets in the game in my opinion, but
It is the best helmet in the game.
actually yes it is. It is definitely
Yeah.
the best helmet in the
You
game.
know what the weird thing is? It's one of the only items that I will empty out my inventory to go buy, because I know that if I put it on, I'm going to get enough GP to go buy all the stuff that I just sold. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that's both KT skip and KT unlock for Yakko. Very nicely done. I'm sorry, go
I
ahead.
guess that answers the question of how many checks he has now.
Yep, there you go. So that sort of leads into another brief question, before I throw it back to you, Drinks Glue, is what did you think of the 21 check skip for, as a possibility for skip, in addition to the possibility of a character or Esper overrun?
Honestly, I think this is a positive change, so you don't get. It's a very good comeback mechanic. So if one person just gets a bunch of dead checks, you can take some solace that may save 5 minutes. I like it. I think maybe 22 is a little bit more fair because 21 is a little bit too accessible, maybe.
I do think with no free progression that you're more likely to hit it, just because it means if you go to because you went to college and then you can go. Somebody went to Gal's Manor when they found Shadow, and if you do those, you're just doing those two for the item and the check. And with no free progression off, that's not going to push you into floating content like we saw Nobody War and Yakko do, or under Server's Trench. I think you're just more likely to get it with no free progression on. Far more likely, I would say.
That's true. I think it opens options like for the double checks, like Lock and Fanatic's Tower. I think Fanatic's Tower is much better with this skip option because you get the double check. So you do spend a lot of time doing Fanatic's Tower, but if you get skip, you get it back.
Right.
And that's something you can think about.
It's 3 checks in one spot.
Yeah, it really makes Ancient Castle more viable, Mountain Zozo more viable, and then makes go into
Phoenix Cave a little bit more viable. Yeah.
No, it's never viable. Don't lie to the people.
There's chests in there, damn it.
There's chests. Hey, I looted in one of my practices. I looted a Super Ball and then I tossed it at the dragon, and it dealt 5,000 damage and insta killed it.
There you go.
That's good enough for me.
That will never happen again, but it happened the one time, so I'm going to check that chest every time.
Yo, true.
Alright, Glue, we got anything else for Falcon Hit?
You told me the other day you were practicing for another event. You want to, push some Kool-Aid out on the people about that event?
Oh, yeah. So I'm also participating in Hollow Knight Randomizer All Majors. It's a format where in Hollow Knight Randomizer you look for the movement, and then you look for your true ending, and then you fight the final boss. It's like your standard Metroidvania, right? But in All Majors, you know where the major items are in each area, so you have to route based on that. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't played Hollow Knight, I recommend Hollow Knight. I played it for 40 hours without randomization, and then I played it 1,000 hours with randomization. It's a very, very fun game.
Ruh-roh. Out comes the Quake.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Quake
is
but
not
we're
fun.
Still alive? What's going on here?
Wait.
I think he quaked himself.
That would be bad.
The self-quake.
Depends on, if you're tier 1 or if you're Nobody War.
Yeah, right? Sorry, I got very confused. I thought that was... Oh, boy.
Oh, what's
Cyan just hit the deck. Anyway, yeah, I've never played Hollow Knight. I've never seen it, but Metroidvanias are pretty cool. I like those. I've never seen Tier 1 cast Magnitude 8 before.
That's what
It
that
can-
was?
it can-
I'm really confused now.
It can do that?
I didn't
Huh.
think it could. I've never seen that happen.
I've also never seen that happen. Mostly because I rush down face all the time. But it may be on like the 3rd or 4th turn.
Oh god.
He really hates Cyan.
Yeah, well, Cyan is using the Valiant Knife for Nobody Wars party comp, so it makes sense that he's in the front row and he's wearing, you know, a paper bag, essentially. So yeah, Falconet, any other thoughts on the options or the race or Ultra Sleek Season 5 stuff? Anything you want to plug?
If the Ultra Season 5 flags are the same as the beta flags, I'm going to aim for a sub 110 average. I think
you
it's
have like a
doable.
108 average, so you would be going backwards.
No. I like got some bad seeds in the middle. I think I ended at 110, like 20 or something. But if these flags are the same, sub 110, I guarantee it.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Guaranteed.
There we go. Under 70. That's also the motto for the women I like to date. Anyway, any other final thoughts, Falconet?
Nope. GG's to all right racers, and thank you for coming, and thank you for restreaming.
Yes, thank you for being part of the race tonight. Can't have the races without the runners, so go give Falconet a follow on his Twitch, and hope to see you again soon. Catch you later.
Later, my dog.
All right, so Nobody War unfortunately wanted to keep Cyan into Tier 2. The game had other plans, so now he's reset.
Yeah, if you had under 3 minutes for Tier 1 to take out Nobody War, you won the lotto. So let's give this another try. How long do we think Nobody War is going to take the takedown, Final Kefka? If you have a prediction, throw it up in the chat, and we'll see if he can beat Falcon Hit's time, which was, what, like just under 9 minutes?
9 minutes and 26 seconds. 9:26.
9:26. So I'm going to say 10:26.
I'm gonna go with. I saw his offense. It's a little bit less than Falcon Hits in certain aspects, but that Valiant Knife can just do crazy things. So let's go with 9:31. How about that? 9:31.
Oh, no, man. Oh, wait, I said 10:26. Yeah, okay, that's a good...
Yeah,
that's a
so
good
today I learned that that face can actually cast Magnitude 8 on the 4th turn. If
I have
he's
the
got
battle
under
script.
10,000 HP. That's actually insane. I have never seen that before.
I had the battle script written down somewhere. When I started on our wiki, we have a Cliff Notes version of the different tiers and what they can do.
Mhm.
When I took that and I wrote down all the battle scripts and I expanded upon it, and I'm gonna try to find that piece of paper somewhere and see if I wrote that down.
Yeah, because that is the first time I've ever seen that happen. I know about reverse polarity and dread, which is what just happened to Cyan here, but I've never seen him do Magnitude 8. That's pretty nuts.
I don't know what's going on, but he really, really hates Cyan.
Yeah, yeah. So I think Nobody Wars Party is Realm with Atma Weapon, Mog with Ragnarok, Cyan with Valiant Knife, and Caster Shadow here.
Well, it's Shadow with running shoes standing there looking pretty.
Hey, somebody's got to look nice, huh? Yakko Wacko, I think, was our only runner that took down Inferno without any problems. Ooh. Sand getting bodied again. Realm actually might just be using magic based on the fact that she's in the back row. I thought she was in the front row.
Well, she's defending Oh my goodness. Golly.
Cyan is definitely just wearing a paper bag over his head with 2 eyes cut out. That's because he's
There's
getting
a paper bag,
yeah,
a paper, and like a trash can lid on his helmet, his
It's-
head for a helmet.
yeah. It's like Rocky from Rocky 4. You know, he just keeps getting back up again. All right, well here comes tier 2.
The good news is tier 2 doesn't punch quite as hard. The bad news is they will obviously target Cyan. So.
Yeah, so here comes the siren to mute everything, and I think I saw a doom spell somewhere. There it is. So hopefully we'll take tools out now, and that'll leave us with just 2 things to get after. That's that tiger face, 6,000 damage from that Valiant Knife.
That's pretty impressive.
Wow, I
Always
mean,
a feel-good feeling.
Cyan's on 48 HP, so...
You're surprised he could still pick your arm up and swing it. How hard.
Where's that mutated-looking W wind? It'll just knock Cyan over right now. That fart in the wind will just send Cyan back down on the floor.
I think the Southern Cross may drop him because he took his Thunder Shield off of him. Yep. Yeah, I believe he's doesn't have an elemental shield anymore because he cracked it on Inferno.
Yeah, so the tiered spelled Esper, or the tiered Esper learn rates, basically what it boils down to is the stronger spells will be learned at a lower rate than those that are weaker spells. Weaker spells have higher learn rates than those that don't.
Yeah, so like with the high tier items, the spells are categorized into tiers. So your S tier spares are Ultima, Quick, and Realm is doomed, or excuse me, Realm is a zombie now, and she is firing on her own team.
Healing
but
your own
Merton
team. That's
yeah.
cool. Thanks, Realm. Appreciate that.
You
Appreciate
said
that
Merton
zombie
Quick,
roll.
Merton, Quick, and Ultima are S tier, so those will always have the time 1 rate. And then I don't know this for a fact, but I would imagine Flare, Pearl, Fire 3, Ice 3, and Bolt 3 are all A tier.
So let's go through the list here. S tier are Merton, Quick, and Ultima, so they will always be at a ×1 rate. A tier are Bolt 3, Fire 3, Ice 3, Flare, Pearl, Stop, and X Zone. Those are 2 to 4. I had a discussion with somebody to move Stop to the B tier instead of the A tier because it doesn't make sense to be in A tier.
That is,
It just
if you
sticks
had
out like a sore thumb.
I would have guessed Cure 3, Life 3, Life 2.
Well, so the Cure
Mute.
spells get their own separate ones.
Oh.
So B tier is 4 to 8 times, and that's Bolt, Fire, and Ice 2. Berserk, Doom, Imp, Meteor, Muddle, Mute, Osmos, Sleep, and Warp. So that's all 4 to 8. Then C tier is 6 to 15. That's Bio, Break, Fire, Float, Quake, Remedy, Safe, Shell, Slow, Slow 2, and Vanish.
Now, Quake should be A tier.
Should it? When was the
so.
last time you ever used Quake?
Actually,
I've used it for
as
maybe
you
3
bring that
times ever.
I did a skirmish with Obi and I think Poots Cootie, and there were Gaia Gaze for Cell, and every Esper, there were 4 Espers that had Quake, and there was not a tier 2 spell to be found until you found your last Esper. So I literally went through 90% of a seed just doing Quake.
And
I've
and
done
how many
maybe-
seeds? How many seeds was that on?
I have done probably 150, so statistically it's close to 1%.
Yeah, that's why it's in C tier. Then we have D: Antidote, Bolt, Demi, Dispel, Drain, Haste, Haste 2, Ice, Poison, Quarter, Rasp, Regen, Reflect, Scan, W, Wind. The garbage spells are 10 to 20. So, then we get into the curative spells. So E tier is 1 to 4 times learn rate. That's Cure 3, Life 2, and Life 3. Cure 2 and Life are 5 to 8 times, and regular Cure is 10 to 20. So, I would bump Stop down from A to B, but otherwise that looks good to me.
Yeah, I feel like somebody's personal agenda is keeping stop in that A tier for some reason.
Yep. I mean, I didn't make those tiers. Praise Atmatech, creator of the Worlds Collide mod. He was the one that created them way back in the day. We just applied learn rates to them, because you could also basically say that, hey, Espers will only teach you spells based on this tier. That means you'll find Merton, Quick, and Ultima a lot less often than those other ones. That's not fun. But having the learn rates for those spells tiered, I think, is a good idea.
I think it's a great idea. I'm a big fan of that. It's kind of game breaking when you find a bolt 3 times 20.
Right, yeah. Well, especially like in cases, you know, where you want to actually put Ultima into the flags, and you're like, well, Ultima times 20, Ultima times 10, you know? Question from Green Monkey. Bio. Bio is in C tier, and the level 2 spells are in B tier, so it's slightly below. I mean, that makes sense, though, because there's less stuff that's weak to Bio than those elemental spells, right? Oh, here comes Medio, and there goes Cyan.
What a surprise.
Oh
no.
Oh no, not again. Oh, Mog,
yeah.
you clutch son of a gun, you. Nobody War forgetting to use either Fenrir or Golem. I'm pretty sure he had both.
I think he used Golem. I think he just ate some single target attacks that took it away.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously 2 people die.
Yes.
So maybe it just ate a single target attack on his Cyan and Shadow, because
part of the problem
if you
is...
just
Yeah, go ahead.
if you just look at his Cyan, he was gonna die.
Yeah. I think Cyan was dead more than he was alive that whole time. The problem with Golem is that Golem will protect you for the amount of damage as the HP of the caster of the spell. So, if you cast Golem when you have low HP, and Sleep throws out an attack, and Golem blocks it, and now Golem has 0 damage to block, Calmness will just go right through. So maybe that's what happened there. Alright, so, Nobody War, on to Tier 4, just eclipsing the 10-minute mark in his fight of Final Kefka. So, my guess of 940-something is now out. But Glue is still on the table. Let's take down this clown. Here we go, Nobody War.
What did I say?
Get it done. See, I can't even keep track of my own time. You want me to keep track of yours too? No. I think you were 10:40-ish as well.
I said 10:26.
Oh, did you? Okay. That's my
We
wife's
started
birthday.
We started at 129. What's your password?
Her first pet's name was Rock, and
my email address is on my work email address is on our district. I work for a school district, and it's on our district webpage. And at least 7 of the times a week, I'll get random emails asking, "Can you tell me my password?" from people that are trying to fish and whatnot. Can you tell me, the doctor superintendent's password, please? I forgot.
Well, we have to do cybersecurity training at my job, where I'm a computer programmer. So we have people that they write up all sorts of crazy phishing tests, and if you fail one of them, you get directed to a web page that's like, "You're an idiot. You fell for a phishing test." And I'm like, "Oh God, I never want to see that website." Speaking of things you never want to see, Goner coming out for Nobody War. I think we can get Setzer back up, but what's the point?
Well, you need some meat shields for hyperdrive.
I guess so.
You
Playing fast and loose here with the Bolt 3.
I think he's good. He's pushing all his chips middle of the table. He's going to go all in. See if he can get it.
This one's got to. It's got to be this here.
Is that it?
Yes.
That's it. Beautiful.
142.04 is your time for Nobody War. Get your GGs in chat.
140.
He does it. Yeah, so let's do a little math, I guess, here, right?
So he started at 129.48. Find it.
So what was that? 13? No. 12, 20? 5? 12, 15.
12.15.
Something like that.
I think the latest guess was 10.45. Yeah, 10.45. So we were all wrong. That's okay. I'm used to it.
As long as you can admit it. That's my problem, is admitting it.
And,
Yakko Wacko, by the way, almost done with tier 2. I think Magic is just left. And he's muted, so this is really just like beating up a boxing bag. And there's the Dispel Death counter, so we're on to tier 3, folks.
Amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by our second place finisher, Nobody War. Nobody War, how you doing? How you feeling? You feeling good, my dog?
Yo.
Hey.
What's happening?
Man. Should have went back. Did spicy chicken sooner.
Yeah, there was that poison rod in the chest that
Yeah,
eluded
when
that
I
you
went
could have
back
crashed.
and I saw it there, and I did that first Esper have bio on it too?
I don't
I
remember.
should have played that way different. Anyways, I mean, when you race against the champion and he puts up a 111, I don't feel bad.
You finished the race. That's
I wiped a couple times, you know what I mean? I was trying to do the stuff, obviously, for the showcase.
Yeah.
And it was nice to work it in there. But yeah. This is pretty good.
So, what did you think about the some of the new options here with the tiered equipable setting and the smaller list of high tier items you can get from dead checks?
I like everything, to be honest with you. I really do.
You're easy to
now.
please, I guess.
Yeah, no. It's I like that kind of. It's gonna narrow or widen the perspective. Sometimes the way people play and items they look for and different things that they do. So I'm all for that.
Yeah, I thought the throwables objective is pretty cool. The restoratives objective gives you a lot of stuff. Drinks Glue has some notes for our devs about dried meat.
And cat hood.
Yeah, hey,
Cat hood, please.
that's me and dried meat in this game, man. I tell you, if you don't spend 45 minutes looking for it, did you even really find it?
Have you played Worlds Collide until you've gone on a dried meat hunt?
Yeah.
That's why I just impulsively buy jerky whenever I'm at the gas station now. Alright, train coming out here for Yakko, so that means we're getting close. A couple more Illumina swings should do it. So
All that at the very last second. Who could equip that thing?
yeah, so that was, I guess, the name of this game, is who could equip my items. And you found an Atma weapon for Realm, a Valiant Knife for Cyan, all sorts of goodies in the seed, but people couldn't, necessarily equip it. What was your strategy for basically?
Well, let me ask you this: Did
seed?
Tanasul not drop an offering either,
Correct.
or could
No.
Cyan not equip it?
I don't know actually, because Yakko Wacko got 2 offerings from random fights.
I was semi maybe not paying attention to the text
Random
box, but I'm pretty
drops,
sure
yeah.
mashing through, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And then I checked the inventory later and it wasn't there. So
Well, because the drops were shuffled plus random.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
All right, so
But yeah, it was
Yakko
like the
has got
first fight
to
I
either
took.
heal the boss here. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's a good flag, just to have in general.
All right, so we're out of Medio phase, and he's got to get his party back up together. You had Cyan basically be your punching bag the first fight.
Well, that was like I was saying, that first grind fight I took, the mob dropped a Valiant knife. I'm like, what? Okay, we're doing this for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
But yeah.
so Green Monkey
No, I
says
mean,
that
pretty quick and
Cyan,
easy and
Sabin, Realm, and
convenient. I
Mog could not
figured
equip
I
the
would just
offering.
take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Green Monkey said Cyan, Sabin, Realm, and Mog could not equip the offering. So basically nobody that you cared about.
Yeah. Anyway. That's a good flag in my opinion. When stuff like that happens and it's like, oh no, you wish you would have, that means the flag's working as intended.
Yeah, yeah. What else were some of the cool things in this flag set here?
What did you think of the 21 checks to get the Kipper Tower skip that you utilized?
I think if that's going to be the new thing in League 5, I really like that a lot. Yeah, it just benefits people that just want to like just burn into checks that are, especially like when you have Shadow and Cyan, and if there would have been a Celeste, like all those combination checks. Narsh is OP. If you have a Mog or a Yeti, you're 7 checks deep with 2 characters, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it sort of incentivizes some of the checks that we hate doing, right? Like, I hate Ancient Castle. I'm not a huge fan of Fanatic's Tower.
No. Well, yeah, I don't know what we do to make Edgar better, though, because, I mean,
his half price stuff is pretty good, but yeah.
Yeah, when that works out, it works out for the enjoyment of everybody.
And then the tiered Esper learn rates. You noticed that we had some ultimate in this seed. I think Mog could naturally get it, but it was also on an Esper too. However, things like
I didn't
ultimate...
see it on an Esper. I saw it. I swore I saw a Mog learn it in a fight, and I thought it was somebody else. And I don't know if you've seen, but I went to look, and then it was much later, like in the tower, when I saw Mog finally had it.
Yeah.
Just do the economizer on him in case I needed a meme, an ultimate out somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, so the tiered learn rates was interesting because that means, better spells you're going to learn slower. Fan of that? Not a fan of that? Thoughts?
I mean, it didn't seem too bad.
Mm-hmm.
When I finally had those Espers with the Ice 3s and Bolt 3s,
yeah,
they were maybe like ×4, ×5 rate anyway. And by that time in scaling, I was earning 25, 30 MP per battle anyway, so you instantly learned them.
Yeah.
It was like a one-off, one thing, like you equip this Esper for this fight, you got it, you're good. Continue on.
Yeah, I think if we're going to put Ultima into rotation more, it's got to be like this, right? It costs 256 to use, and you can only learn it at ×1 rate, so I like it.
Yeah.
I hate Ultima in general and wish it would go away.
Right.
But if people want it, this is, I think, the only way to make it really fair.
Yeah. For the fans, you got to have it.
I mean, yeah, I'm a curmudgeon and just don't like it because it trivializes everything. But that's just me. Anyway, Glue, questions for Nobody War.
What are your thoughts on the cat hood Nobody Wore, just in general as an item? I'm trying to.
It's pretty
trying
good.
to start a
you and your
campaign.
soapbox here.
Let me tell you this. I was maybe, I don't know, it might have been a month ago, and I don't know what we were doing. I might have just been running Ultras, a League seed offline, and it was one of those things where it was like in the first armor shop I saw of the seed, and it's like I dumped the entire inventory to buy it, and it just benefited you for the entire rest of the seed, no matter what anything else or any kind of opinion you want to have. Like, if that's one of the first items you're picking up, it's great. And later on, it's great too, just because of all the bonuses you get from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Defense-wise.
Yeah, I think I was telling Drinks Glue that it's one of like maybe 3 items I will immediately, no questions asked, sell basically everything that I don't immediately need in my inventory.
Rag, cat hood.
I mean, the Illumina's the other one.
Yeah, Illumina's a no-brainer, but yeah.
If you went to the Narsh item shop and you saw 2 items for sale, a cat hood and an experience egg, which one do you buy first?
The egg.
The egg, yeah.
Oh, it's the cat hood.
So that you can go afford
Because-
more eggs.
You go grind and then
Yeah.
come back for it. Yeah, that's not
Because
the
that-
logic's there.
Yep.
The egg is only going to give you like a plus extra 3,000, which is great at first, but there's a pool of XP that when you come back for more, it's just going to stack. And
Well, the
build
gold
on
scales
multiple.
though too with your scaling, so
Yeah.
the cat hood's not going to benefit you as much early on as that egg will.
Yep. Any other final thoughts or any other questions, Glue?
Nope. We appreciate you racing, my dog. You got anything else coming up you want to plug? You got any cooking shows coming up soon I can tune into?
No, I'm not doing shit. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. You can make it out to me by
Now you're
mailing me
not
some
because you're banned
cookies.
forever. No. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
sorry. No, nothing on the menu.
I like that little double
Kitchen's closed.
entendre there. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That makes up for your foul mouth. But no, appreciate you racing tonight, and it sounds like you had a lot of fun, which is great. Also, thank you for doing some of the broadcasting and restreaming during the week as well.
Yeah,
Really
absolutely,
appreciate
man.
it. And good luck with the next upcoming season of Ultras League if you choose to participate. It'll probably be sometime later in October, now that we're basically in October, right? So
Not yet. Not yet.
we're
I
getting
think today's the 30th. Yeah, September is not a 31-day month.
We've got like 40 minutes left of September.
I got 100 minutes left.
Okay. Anyway, anything else nobody wore?
No, I'm good. Thanks
All
a
right.
lot, y'all.
Thank you for racing. Appreciate it. And we'll catch you later.
Have a good one.
You
Later,
too.
my dog.
Bye-bye. Hey, speaking of bye-bye, Yakko Wacko just putting the crack down on Kefka after a wild roller coaster of a tier 3.
That is amazing timing
was,
right there.
That was perseverance personified. I love alliterations. So yes. Also, want to shout out, we've had a few followers in the past couple hours. Thank you to the new people in the chat for coming along. Hopefully you have been enjoying yourself. If you like what you're watching and if you want to roll some seeds for yourself, join our Discord. Link is in the chat. And make sure you say hi to all of our runners and show them some support, including Yakko Wacko, who just finished up with a time of 1:54.05. There it is.
And we just put out the Batnik signal for Yakko to see if he'd like to join us, and I believe that it's him right there.
What's going on, Yakko? Can you hear us?
Come
Barrel.
to the light.
Okay, I can hear you better now.
Okay, that's better.
Yo.
How you doing, my dog?
It's good to be back. I've had a bit of a rough couple of months, but good to actually get a seat in for once.
Yeah, good to have you back. Thanks for joining us. And it looks like you haven't lost a step. I mean, Tier 3 gave you the business, so welcome back to racing.
Tier 1 gave me the business. Tier 3, I think even Tier 2 did too, a little bit.
Everybody but Kefka wanted to pile on, you know?
I was surprised that Kefka wasn't as bad as it was.
Well, I mean, there is that Ultima, you know? That always will... It's sort of the great equalizer, right? I saw you casting it a few times. So I know you've been gone for a little bit. What are your feelings on some of the newer options that we showed off here with things like, randomly tiering your equipables, randomly tiering your spell learn rate, and some of the new objectives that we sort of were able to throw in for this seed?
Well, the very first thing I noticed was the NPCs giving different stuff when you spoke to them.
Yep.
And that might be something worth looking at, when it's not an actual race going on and just kind of playing around with that.
For sure. The NPC tips are tailored so that they give hints about the area that you're sort of in. So, the Norsh people will tell you, hey, look up in that hole. Do you see a character that's at the Umaro spot? Like stuff like that. Or like, people in South Figure will say, hey, loot the outside chests and you could do it in the other world too, that sort of thing. So I like how the team decided to put the NPC tips together, especially for newer players where it could be very daunting to learn all the ins and outs of the game,
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that I was just thinking that, for especially for newer players, that'll definitely be very helpful.
But yeah, so we had some random learn rates. We had some random loot drops as you found a couple of offerings in the Serpent Trench there towards the end of the season, which is pretty
I have
nutty.
I was feeling I was probably the only one who found offerings. I was probably the only one who did Serpent Trench.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have something to play around with that offering with, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it didn't look like a lot of people could equip it anyway.
At that point, I didn't even bother. I was ready to go.
Yep. So yeah, what else can you tell us about your run in particular of the seed? Anything fun that sort of jumped out at you?
Oh, the one thing I didn't care for was that the Mayabs didn't have drop items, which is something I like to go for when I do my runs.
Right. Yeah, because they were shuffled. Right. The drops for all of the enemies were shuffled, including the monster in the boxes. I noticed that you took on the PM Stalkers one a bit early there, which is good for levels and stuff. But Katana Soul was just giving you a chunk of money this seed.
Some cash money there and some magic points at least too.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, a bit of a long one there. Towards the end of the seed, you were the only runner that actually went down Gao's rabbit hole, because I think Nobody War got Gao a bit later in the seed when he already had his character requirements, and he just basically got Fanatic's Tower for Go mode. So we didn't get to see it a little bit as much.
I didn't even see Strago. I know Gao, I think, was number 8 for me.
Yes, so Strago was in the Phantom Train.
Phantom Train,
If you got Sabin, did you get Sabin? Yes, you did. So
yeah, I did. He was in the Dream. Yes.
Yep. So Strago was at Phantom Train. Yeti was at Barren Falls. So we got a decent cast of characters this particular seed here. So tell us a little bit about your approach, to how you normally run your seeds.
Oh, normally it depends. Well, first it depends on the starting characters. Of course, I did the Narsh loot first, and since I had Mog, decided to just go to Lone Wolf, and just do everything in Narsh since I had Mog. And then it's kind of depending what are the easier ones to do. I was doing some shopping. Was mostly looking for warp stones so that I could quick get in and out of some of those areas like the Gathering Place, the Mount Zozo, etc. And then I did did the science check, noped out the first time, went back when I was a little stronger.
Yeah, that spicy chicken got a couple of our runners tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. It was the tentacles that I had an issue with in the beginning because I was just so under level.
Oh, the other Doma.
Yeah.
I forgot about those. Doma was not fun tonight, folks.
No, yeah. I mean, at least I was able to survive the poltergeist, but it took quite a bit of time there.
Yep. So, Glue, you got any questions for Yakko?
Oh, I have a very important one. I think
yeah,
you maybe
of course.
know where I'm going with this.
I'll indulge you.
Oh, please, thank you. So what are your thoughts on the cat hood? So as Schwantz mentioned in the write-up that the S tier of items, cat hood is, well, with the premium item set flag checked, cat hood will not be available in those pool of items as a reward for a dead check. What are your thoughts on that, and how big of a mistake do you think that is?
I do like the cat hood. I mean, I do think it's one of the stronger helmets. I mean, I'd rather have cat hood than Genji helmet.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Unless I need to buy something, then I'd rather have a Genji helmet right away for 20,000. Just sell that. Get rid of it.
True.
Yeah, so I think we'll probably go. You know, you could customize, and that's one of the things I love about Worlds Collide is you can customize exactly what items you can get from your dead checks. You know what you could also do? You could just reward nothing for dead checks. That's even more better. Sorry, Glue, you don't like cat hoods? You will get nothing from your dead checks, and you will like it.
There's a group of players that would like to do that.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Let's do Serpent Trench instead.
Yep. Well, we can't always get what we want, but with premium high tier items, we'll probably
I'll have
get
to
what
send
we
Slappy
need.
Squirrel after you.
Oh man. Any other final thoughts from you, Yakko, about tonight's flags, about Worlds Collide in general? Anything you want to plug?
Nothing I can think of, like off the top of my head. You know, just kind of like the little things that I did notice. Of course. So
The poison thing got turned down a little bit too. I think you noticed that as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so. Also, the green numbers are now blue.
Yeah, I think it just makes it. I think it's a colorblind sort of option, because I think there are times when you can't really tell if it's a healing spell or not, right? In some cases, so normalizing it to be that blue color, you know, across the board makes it more accessible for sure. But
I'm just too used to everything because I've probably played this game 2 zillion times when I was a kid. So
yeah. Well, you have also played Worlds Collide for a very, very long time. I think you were playing either around the time that I started or maybe even a little bit before. So
I think I started about, what was it, maybe 2 years ago at this point, maybe a little more.
yeah. So
In and out.
well, my only last question is: are you signing up when signups come up for the next season of Ultros League if you're available to do it?
That is my plan. Hopefully, I will see it and get there in time. I gotta stick with the potion. I haven't been demoted yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
I've been there every
Ooh,
season.
nice.
Hey, listen, you know, that's one of the things I love about, you know, the Ultros League is that wherever you are, you'll hopefully feel like you're in the right place after a couple of seasons. I unfortunately have still never made it out of Elixir. I was hoping to do it this season, but my fate is to be stuck there forever in purgatory.
I believe that you'll do it this season.
So
If you,
one day, pie in the
day.
sky, lofty goals. So
I think the Tonic League is showing little sympathy right now.
for sure. So awesome. Well, welcome back, and congratulations on getting through that seed. That could have been a bit of a rough one, especially with, you know, how everything was laid out. And hope to see you again soon. And good luck on this upcoming Ultros League.
Well, thank you. I do hope to be here. Thank you for having me again.
All right, we'll catch you next time. Thanks a lot, Yakko.
appreciate you.
And let me do that to actually make the broadcast look good. Speaking of looking good, we got Drinks Glue. Any other final thoughts before we get the heck out of here tonight?
I am super excited for Ultros League to be coming back. If you haven't done any of our events, hop on over to Discord. We'll throw it in the chat one last time for you. Actually, let me reopen my phone and get back to the chat. Excuse me. Let me tell that bot what to do.
There you go.
There it is. There we go. Beautiful. Thank you. Technology is something.
Yeah.
All right. So join our Discord. It will be coming soon. Definition is soon to be determined, but we know it's coming. Ultros League Season 5. If you've never played before, come on in. I recently did my first season of Ultros League for Season 4, and I had a blast. And I just know if you're on the fence about joining, if you hop on over that fence and join us, you won't regret it.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a nice way to meet people that will be, sort of around your same skill level. So hopefully you won't be getting blown out every week, because I know that is kind of demoralizing sometimes too, when you see people turning in like ridiculous times and you're like, well, I guess there's no way I'm ever going to be any good at this game. Yes, you can be good at this game too. It's a great way also to learn from people, because after each week, people will post, what they did, and all of the races are recorded, so you can go back and watch footage. You could even, study other people that are in your group to see what they did and maybe sort of emulate them and try and come up with a better strategy for next time. So it's really nice. And, the fact that the flags are static for basically the entire season means, you could sort of practice, some seeds and make it sort of infinitely replayable. I mean, this game, the way it is with the randomizer, is infinitely replayable anyway, but that's one of the fun things, is just meeting people, seeing what their strategies are, and you always learn something. Like tonight I learned that tier 1 can cast magnitude 8. Who knew? Not me.
Falcon hit new, but he knows everything. Yeah. But the good news is, if you're a new player, you won't be in the same division as that guy for quite a while.
Maybe I guess I'm glad I never made it out of Elixir. Because then I'd be sent back down immediately next season after that.
Well, you'll always have the experience, and that's
yeah. That's for sure. So anyway, thank you so much, Drinks Glue, for hopping on the mic with me to do commentary. Can't have the races without the runners as well. So make sure you go show them some support, as well as Drinks Glue. Thank you again for doing commentary with me. This was a lot of fun, and I definitely enjoyed showcasing some of the new stuff that the devs have been working on, and the people that are crafting the flag sets come up with. As always, as Glue said, you could put feedback in the Discord about things that you might like to see. I know that one of the most recent changes was a flag that we did not show off tonight for some obvious reasons. It's called the Iron Mog mode. It basically is a disabling of the ability to save a game in a save slot. You could still go to a save point for a tent or a sleeping bag, but you can't actually select that option in the menu. It's grayed out. So Beautiful. For those of you that are doing like challenge seeds, or like I know that there's a version of Worlds Collide that is sort of like a Kaizo sort of thing, where you can't save and you have to finish the check if you go into an area, and you can only go from area to area. You can't go in the shops, it's somewhere else kind of thing. So it's pretty interesting, and that was I don't even know if it was suggested. It was one of those things that were saying, you know what, maybe I could even just do this. Let's just go.
Actually, it was JexRox who suggested it in the feedback channel, and within 5 minutes, that request was approved. So if you ever get stuck playing that in a flag set, you can go key his car. He drives a 2009 Nissan. Also, no, I'm kidding. Don't key his car. But yes,
that's a Carrie Underwood song, right? It's because people added a flag to Worlds Collide. No, but yeah, it is. Worlds Collide is very much still in development. It's open source, which means that anybody can make changes to it. I've made some changes. The no free progression flags that we took a look at tonight. I was the one that put those in, those 2 new changes. I mean, it was like 4 lines of code, but hey, you got to start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere.
The thing is, I'm a developer by profession, so the last thing I want to do at night when I get home is more coding. But for Worlds Collide, I will, because I love this community, and it's been a lot of fun.
I was looking at the links you sent me earlier to the GitHub. My problem is I don't know Python well enough. If it was C# or Java, I would dive in. I'm actually in the process of learning Python for some work stuff, but
it's easier, but it's also harder. It's very weird. It's more like English, but that also, to my mind, because I know other I program in assembler for my job. Like that's even lower than C, and like it's machine code almost, so. But anyway, yay, nerd stuff. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us here tonight, and we will hope to see you again. We do have our weekly slot on Speed Gaming. This week it'll be on Tuesday, basically because I have something going on Wednesday. I moved it to Tuesday. And we'll try and do restreams for you on either Thursday or Saturday or both, whatever we choose to come up with. So thank you in the chat for hanging out. Appreciate all of the new follows and especially the subscribers that we got tonight during the stream. And we'll catch you on the next one. Anything else, Glue, we got?
Y'all have a beautiful night, beautiful people.
All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye now.